And we're live.
Did you ever see the Joe Rogan that had the Brian Fogel guy on there who did the Icarus documentary for Netflix?
No.
Essentially,
Maybe.
he breaks down and exposes the Russian doping program. Okay, so the Russians, when they had the Olympics in Sochi, I think, whenever they had their Olympics, the Winter Olympics, like 2 or 4 years ago, whatever the fuck it was. I don't watch the Winter Olympics.
15, I think. Yeah.
It was a state-sponsored, organized doping thing. First of all, the Russians swept those games, right? They got more golds than anybody. They got more medals than anybody, I think. And the way they did it was diabolical. All right. They stopped even fucking trying to go like high science with this shit. They were just like, let's put a hole in the wall of the laboratory and we'll just pass the clean urine in and take the dirty urine out and just swap them out when nobody's looking. Yeah, just come in at 2 a.m. Nobody's in there. It's our lab. Dimitri's got the fucking keys.
Hey, it almost worked.
We don't need the keys. Sergey's the one doing the test. Cool. They just swapped all of their they ran every single athlete hot as fuck. They juiced them to the gills all the way through. They're juicing at the games probably. They're in their fucking like room putting fucking Diana ball up their ass or something. But they're passing he went through the whole program. At first, the guy who like invented the test that was able to recognize like the metabolites created when someone had been on steroids. It allowed them to test people who had been off steroids for 6 months, which was a big step up instead of like weeks. It went from 4 to 6 weeks to like 6 months that you could catch them pissing hot. And it sort of takes a lot of the pep and the advantage out of roids. He invents this test. Well, he goes ahead and makes an antidote for it at the same time. So the Russians all passed the test, you know, and now they're like cracking open this old urine and they're finding that it all has like a higher weight. What is a gravity is how they refer to it, because they've added salt to it. They've added salt to it to make it like right or something like that, to make it the right weight, because it's
it's similar thing the Russians would do is like, I don't know my performance enhancing drugs that well, but let's call it, you know, Diana 2. They would use Diana 2 for years, and then they would invent the test to detect Diana 2 and move on to Diana 3, right? Invented drug, I know. Well, then they would tell the doping agencies how to detect Diana 2. So all the other countries that are a step behind are now guilty, but we're on 3, so we're fine.
Very smart and devious.
The urine that they use is they only use the urine containers. I believe the containers are made in like Switzerland or something like that.
Okay.
And they're very special. Like you're probably thinking like it's a little plastic cup. What's the big deal?
Yes.
Well, it's got a little locking lid. Ooh.
Is it childproof?
It's human proof. It looks absurd on the top, like the part that screws down has like a whole mechanism built in it. It's all clear so you can see like the inner workings of it. It takes a special device to open the bottle once the bottle has been closed. And only the Swiss have the device or whatever, you know, like people who are going to test it. The
That's
Russians,
safe because they never do that great in the Olympics. Like, there's no incentive for the Swiss to cheat a lot.
Exactly.
How many people live in Switzerland?
8.
Dozens.
It's Gunnar and his family. And
Gunter and his gang.
They invented the bottle, so you don't have to worry about it. The Russians invent a machine to crack the bottles. You know, they're like, oh yeah, we make a new machine, the crack bottle. No one know. So like they're going to all these B samples that are like years old, and they're all like, holy shit, they all have the same scratch right here, where the Russians applied their fucking invented machine to crack them open and like replace the fucking piss. It's absurd. I think it's
hilarious.
called Icarus. And it's on Netflix, this whole documentary. But I watched the Rogan experience where this Brian Fogel guy, I think his name is, was the guest. And he explained that like the guy in charge of the Russian doping program ended up getting exposed, not really exposed, but he came forward and like admitted it all. And he's got like death threats against him. And now he's in hiding. He had to escape the fucking country. It's a whole ridiculous thing.
I don't like the Russians and their poison. It's such an effective assassination technique. And people who don't die still get messed up. Like there's one guy, I can't even describe his skin, but like imagine, you know, someone who had like the worst acne pockmarks you've ever seen, that times 5. And now that's what he has to deal with. What did you say?
Yeah, in the Marvel universe, some powers would have come along with what they did to him.
Yeah,
it's absurd.
He's Deadpool looking at this point.
They did this thing to this guy.
Yeah.
They did this thing to this guy one time.
Like I show a picture.
They had like a KGB agent go up to this guy one time they were going to get rid of, and he had this special umbrella, and he poked the guy in the leg with the umbrella. And what happened was it injected a tiny ball that was hollowed out that was full of polonium, I think, which is radioactive element. And the guy died like within a week or something from horrific radiation poisoning. Because the guy he was just like, ow, you hit me with your umbrella. And he's like, sorry, comrade. And they just like went their own fucking separate ways. And a week later, he's dead.
Dude, there is a little piece of me that lies to himself, thinking that maybe, just maybe, I'm so badass that I could take on an armed assassin, right? I've got my little observatory on the top of the house and wide open grass from every direction. I will sit there and minigun them like it's the last scene in Left 4 Dead. That's my plan. But, like, you can't, like, not bump into somebody in public ever. You can't have your food tested at every restaurant. Like, you can't even really check your food supply. Like, I don't know. This is
if they want to get you, they'll get you.
Yes. If they want to get you, they'll get you. And that's true of just about anybody, except for like the president, right? With the system around him to protect his food and all that fun stuff. But any regular person he can't avoid this.
Yeah, absolutely. Just like the Kim Jong-un's brother-in-law that they got with the VX in that airport. He's fucking walking through an international airport and some bitch comes up behind him and puts like a fucking wet wipe on his face and he's dead like an hour later.
That's ridiculous. Yeah. I didn't know poisons were... All the poisons in my world are not that poisonous. Like we have...
They're all from movies.
Well, like, no, like laundry detergent, right? Like, yeah, if you eat that, you'll die. But... you can rub it on your hands and you're okay.
Yeah, but
I want you to accost him in international airport and then force him to drink whole thing of Clorox.
Yeah.
My whole family in Gulag. You must finish Clorox. They're watching now.
In my head, because I have no experience with poison, like I think that like bleach is poison, right?
That's what the worst poison there is.
Yeah, like I'm gonna put
Not
bleach
only does
on.
It get stains out, but it's the most lethal thing known to man.
Intellectually, I know that's not the case, but
yeah, the first time I saw like the bleach thing, like I thought the same thing, Woody. But when I saw like, you know, some story of like teen girl bully drinks bleach to kill herself but survives, I was like, really? I didn't know that was an option with bleach. I didn't know that you could be like halfway through like a glass of it and be like, I'm not so sold on this anymore, and then just let nature take its course.
It's been too long for me to remember the details, but we covered this in health class. They're like, if you take this kind of poison, you need to throw up. If you take this kind of poison, do not throw up. No. It will do more damage on the way back. You need to drink milk and dilute it. And that would be handy to know, maybe, but I've forgotten the details. But they gave us...
The trick is not to drink poison.
There's nothing worse than getting poisoned and immediately having to like go Google search and be like, oh, what do? I don't trust this answer. He's not very liked on Yahoo Answers. Okay,
I wish I hadn't gotten it in my eyes.
What do you think the response time is on one of those poison control hotlines? Like, do you think you're like, your call is very important to us. Please stay on the line.
Many of your fellow Americans have been poisoned, and we're teaching them. Yeah. If you drank bleach, just muscle it down, pussy. You know, we're here for real poisons.
Yeah, there's some legitimate poisons. What's the one that they make from? I was about to say how you make the fucking deadly poison. Ricin.
Yeah, the Breaking Bad one.
Yeah, you know, you do a little Googling, you'll know exactly how to make ricin, but don't do it. I saw
are the ingredients really hard to find? It made it to me. It seemed like
one ingredient, and you get it at the grocery store.
Oh Jesus, really?
Yeah, wait,
Kyle, you wouldn't even be giving anything away. Remember in Breaking Bad when he goes and gets beans and like explains how to do it?
Oh, there we go. That's how you make it.
Is that true? In Breaking Bad, he's like doing the explanation to Jesse, and Jesse's like, "Bitch, you're telling me beans can kill people?" And he's like, "Yes, Jesse, this is exhausting and there are only 9 episodes."
Yeah, I saw where I want to say he was a white supremacist because I have this idea in my head that he was an evil guy, but like this white supremacist was up on like a ton of charges. It was a bunch of shit. But I want to say that maybe he even had a plot to use ricin against like some government employees. Well, they get to court and his lawyer's like, Your Honor, my client did indeed have a large quantity of ricin in his trailer. I guarantee it was a trailer. But the problem is, not listed on the unlawful substances. There's no law against having ricin. And they're like, wait a god, what? Like, shut up.
Airbud rules. Perfect. I love it.
He just airbutted us. Oh, no.
That's what it should be called, the Airbud defense.
And the guy's like,
It should be the Airbud defense.
He's like, well, you're free to go, sir. And he's like, I'll be taking my ricin with me. He didn't do that, but I just imagine like that happening, and like they couldn't stop him.
Yeah,
how could they stop him from taking his ricin back? Your Honor, I would like that ricin back. I have some stuff to do this afternoon, and I'm gonna be needing it. I can't not give you your ricin. So, would you carefully hand the defendant his ricin?
Wait, what's like the plausible deniability for ricin? Is it
There
like,
is none.
oh, it's still used for pesticides, or it kills rats?
How does ricin kill you? Do you need to eat it?
You can inhale it, eat
Yeah,
it.
it was in a cigarette in Breaking Bad. I'm basing all of this on Breaking
It was hidden in a cigarette, though. Like I thought that was just a storage spot.
I believe that is the case, Woody. Yeah, I think that ingesting it would be like the way
But
to
then
go.
he thought someone smoked the cigarette, and that killed him, right?
That would kill him if you smoked it too.
I would
Like
guess,
it's
yeah.
an
What could you
extreme
do if
toxic.
this one wouldn't kill you? Like if you put a little on your skin, would it like absorb in and kill you?
I think so, honestly. And I'm no ricin expert, but I've seen them do this comparison.
You are right now on this podcast.
They
Yeah.
no, but I've seen where they show cyanide. They're like, this much cyanide is deadly, and this much ricin is deadly. And it's like, oh shit, that's like 1,000. That's not even that's like 100,000 times stronger than cyanide or something. Let me
So like
Google
those
that.
fentanyl pictures they'll show where it's like this is how much of an opiate or how many of these pills, these XYZ pills you need to take to die versus the amount of fentanyl, and it's like such a small picture, like you can see grains like lying on top of each other.
Ricin is deadly if you inhale 3 milligrams of it. Unfortunately, I'm not sure how much a milligram of gas is. Like,
You just have to.
It'd be dust.
You just put it on the scale and you weigh it.
Like a fine powder.
I don't even know how much 3 milligrams of a fine powder is. That could be a mound, the size of my thumb, or
Here's 5 things to know about ricin from thedailybeast.com. There's no antidote. The symptoms are slow to appear. It can be quite deadly. It says an adult would have to eat about 8 castor beans after first removing the indigestible skin to die. Holy shit! You could just cook up 8 castor beans and throw them in a pot of pintos or in a burrito, and that would do the trick.
I can't buy that.
Wait, 8 beans kill. Well, what are these goddamn beans for?
What website is this? How reputable is this?
It's the Daily Beast, but only 2
The Daily
million.
Beast?
Yeah, but 2
I
million.
don't trust them on their castor bean knowledge.
Let me get this out. 2 millionths of an ounce of pure ricin, or about the same size as 1 grain of salt, can be fatal. In fact, ricin is 6,000 times more poisonous than cyanide. Jesus. I bet castor beans are hard to get.
Why are we? You know how people are always like, we need to save this like poison dart frog. We need to save these whales. We need equally and as steadfast environmentalists going out there and saying we don't need castor beans, my friend.
Oh, no.
And they just cut out all the bad plants.
Kyle, I disagree with you on the castor beans.
They're on Amazon?
Oh, it's $6.48, Amazon Prime. My search history now includes how deadly is ricin and castor beans back to back. I'm not sure if I'm on a list, but here we are.
Wait, it takes 8 of those things to kill you, and you can order them on Amazon?
For $6.48.
There is no way that you can throw 8 of those in some pinto beans in a burrito and kill someone. Like, there's just no way they'd sell it on fucking Amazon.
Free delivery by Sunday.
I could throw something over. Like, someone could throw something over the counter at Chipotle and like dump like some beans in and then run away. Like, there's no
mad
fucking
burrito
way.
poisoners.
I'm saying there's no way they're selling poison of this potency for $6 on Amazon. And it looks like beans.
I don't understand the castor bean thing. Isn't that a regular ingredient in food?
No.
It's not. Why are they sold at grocery stores?
Look, dude, I can't imagine why they're sold. I don't think they are sold at grocery stores. I don't know what they're for.
I thought you
other
said
than,
they were.
No. I don't know where you get castor beans.
Amazon.
What I was saying, I mean, I was hoping you couldn't get them from Amazon, but I wasn't going to go down that rabbit hole. I'd already downloaded cyanide versus ricin. Like I'm weighing my options.
I'm
over
right
here.
there with you.
Jesus,
I'm trying to find
Christ.
like castor bean recipes, like anything that would show that it's not just used for poison.
Here's a good Google search.
And I'm
what
not
are
finding
castor beans for? It's a plant that produces seeds. Castor oil is produced by pressing ripe seeds, and the hull contains a deadly poison called ricin. Castor oil is used as a laxative for constipation, to start labor and pregnancy, and to start the flow of breast milk. So the oil, which comes from the seeds, which I suppose are different from the beans, but
Yeah, definitely they'd be different.
the beans are the seeds, Taylor. That's how this is. We're coming back around to the chicken thing again. Beans are seeds.
Well, I mean, don't you harvest them at like different points? I don't know.
I don't know either.
Yeah, we're outside our depth on the poison thing here. I just know Russians are scary.
Russians are scary.